Okay guys, I have thought about it, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the web and then go up from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get about a foot. Let me measure it. I'm going to get about 2 feet of this wire and cut that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. So basically like a foot. So it'll be cutting it into a foot long. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side to make sure I have enough. So, dropped it. So 24 inches for each side. And then cut that in half. That'll be for the other side. And then that leaves me with this much amount. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this and cut it in half for right now. And this is going to be the one that we actually bead on. So now I have one for each side. So I have 2 1-foot pieces for this side. And then this one, which ended up being 20 inches long. Alright, so to get going on here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you could do this a couple of ways. I'm going to do like a lark head's knot on here. You could crimp it if you wanted to, just with one piece of string. It's completely up to you. I am going to go ahead up here in between where we started at the top and this first, or I guess that's technically the last loop that we made, but I'm going to do a lark's head right here. And I'm going to kind of keep it down towards the side here. I'm going to kind of wedge it in between here. And I am going to take a crimp tube. I'm going to go on both. And that is to just secure that into place. And I'm going to crimp that as close as I can get it to the ring here. I'm going to try to do this backwards with my crimper tool. I mean, you could just flat crimp this, but I feel like this will work better. Alright, so that's on there. Now I'm going to take the other one and do the same thing. Over here. Let's see, where do I want this to sit? Down here. I'm just kind of cinching it up there. And And then I'll crimp that one as well. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way, and you can do it if you want to do braiding, you could. If you want to do crimp beads, you could. Like whatever you really want to do here. I'm going to take a crimp bead on these two. So I have one of each side, and this is just for this one to kind of give it that web effect. And kind of bring these two together. So I'm going to put that here. As you can see, I have one from each of the lark's strands. Hold on, I messed my crimp up. There we go. Let's get that one on there. And then now I'm going to put a bead on each side here. Okay. And then I'm just going to start braiding these together. So I'm just going to treat this as though it's one. And this does not have to be perfect looking because spider webs are not perfect looking. And then once I got a little bit of braid going on, I will do another crimp. So it's supposed to be loose because this is going to be coming up a little bit, right? And this is just to give the illusion of the spider web. So then I'll just treat these as though they're one, so I'm still braiding. I'll throw a bead on here just for funsies. Now this is loose. I'm not doing it tightly. I'm not trying to do it tightly. And then, once we're kind of getting up here where we want to be, I'm going to go ahead and crimp all of these together. If I can get them all in there. I'm pretty sure I can. There's 3. And 4. So now I'm just going to bring that down. And see, we don't really have to be too worried about this because we just want to make sure that when it's laying down, you know, when it's doing its job, that it's gonna have enough room to kind of move around a little bit, be kind of loose. Which it looks like it is. I do want it to be down a little further. Closer to these beads here. Alright, that looks good. Now I am going to crimp this. And we're going to make sure that it's tight, which it is. And then I'm just going to cut this off. Alright. So looking pretty good. Double check this crimp just to make sure. Looks good. Okay, so now we need a jump ring. Jump ring, jump ring. I'm going to use a larger oval for this side. So this is a 8mm oval jump ring in gunmetal. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach this jump ring in between these wires here. Preferably in between two on each side. Okay. Looks to be no problem there. And then I'm going to take the long strand that we had. I'm going to get this going. And I'm going to attach this to that jump ring. Okay, and then I'm going to crimp onto it. By adding a crimp tube. And get this guy rocking and rolling. Crimp him right onto the jump ring. These crimps are spinning on me today. Alright, looks good. Alright, so now what we do is we gotta see if this is gonna work. So we're gonna put this large, this came in the Jesse James pack, and we're gonna put that on. And we're going to go over the top all this business here. That's the plan. And it looks like that is going to work out smashingly. You can see a little smidge of the jump ring. But I mean, for the most part, it looks pretty good. So now, right here, what I want to do is I want to put a crystal or some kind of bead that is really gonna be able to go over this tail and kind of keep that down. And it looks like we're doing good there. Let me get these beads straightened out here. Okay, so we gotta split these up for each side so we know what we're working with. I don't know if that's just an odd number or what. So I'm splitting all of these. We probably need a couple of these for the spider situation. And we do have one of these over here. So we may actually have an odd man out with this one as well. We shall see. Okay, And now I'm going to bead up a little bit here on this side so you guys can kind of get the effect of what's happening. Now I don't know if there's going to be enough beads for this whole strand, so we might have to add some to the top, but we'll see where we end up. You never know. You just never know. Okay, so that's how we're looking so far. Let me see how long this is altogether. So I think it will hang about 18 inches. We can put an extender on it, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, this little tail is causing me havoc. Alright, now on to the next part of this. I'm just going to put a clip on the end here for the other side. So the other side, we have the same amount of strands, right? But over here we got a little different situation. However, I am going to start them the same way and in the same place as I did the others. So go right here. Okay, get this guy wedged in there. Gonna do a crimp tube. There's that guy. And the other side. It's about here. All right. now with this side, we got a little different situation, but I am going to do the crimp tube here. Well, let me see if this will work. This might work instead of the crimp tube. I'm going to put this guy on. And actually, let me go in through the top. So I'm going to go in through the top of the flower so that I can then get him down where I want him and come out the bottom. So I'm just going to run up the other side just like a button, right? And then I can kind of maneuver how I see fit a little better. There we go. That's pretty good. So I'm going to then take these two, do the same thing. Maybe I'll put one of these beads on there, down towards there. Okay, so now I'm going to take one from the flower and this one, and I'm going to put on this spacer. So I'm going in through the top like that. So when I put it on, then I have to come out on the underneath of the bead cap. Okay, just want to make sure it's not twisted. And there we go. And this side as well. So now I'm going to take this one and this wire, do the same thing over here with the third bead cap that we took out. Take both of those, go in through the top, and then directly across in the bottom. Okay. And then slide. Oh, I got flipped around some way here. Just had a little twist in my wire is all. So I can slide him down where I need him to go. Okay. And now here, I think what I will, I'm going to pull this one wire a little bit more. Okay. And so now I got to start coming to the top. So I think what I'm going to do right there is I'm going to connect those two with a jump ring, just so that they lay the way I want them to. So I will grab up a little jump ring. Maybe I'll use an antique silver one, so it doesn't show as much. Let's see if I got a little one. I do have a little one, but I don't know if it's maybe too little. Maybe I'll try an oval. These spider webs aren't easy, let me tell you what. Okay, so I'm going to just attach them together with this jump ring, just so they kind of stay where I want them to. So this is the maneuver where I always get scared I'm going to bite my tongue. Sometimes it can be a little bit complicated. You got a tight fit. Okay. Okay, so now they're connected. I'm just scared they're gonna like try to attach onto each other, or like layer up together, but I guess that is what it is. Maybe if I move this one up a little bit. Because see, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to maneuver this in a way that it's allowing it to go up this way without everything being like crunched together. So it's just all about finding the right kind of angle to get these things to lay at, and how much I can pull on each strand without it being wonky. So I think that looks pretty good. And then right here, we're going to do the same thing as we did before. I think I will add just do a little braidish kind of thing right here, just to get the ball rolling. Rolling, rolling. There we go. And now I can go ahead and crimp it. So I'm put all 4 of these in here. Bring it down. Give her a cramp. And we're good. Alright, trim this off. Get us a larger oval jump ring. And go between the 2 wires here. Just like we did on the other side. Then we get our long wire. And we're just about home free, y'all. Get a crimp tube on there. Get this guy attached to the oval jump ring. Bunsen's down here waiting for me. He's just sitting here looking at me. He's just like a little poofy ball. He always looks so silly when he's cold. He must be cold. Just a little, oh, just a little poofy ball of a kitten. And then he just looks so annoyed that that I'm doing work and not doing anything with him. Alright, let's give this a crimp. Jake is also slightly upset with me. Okay, hold on. My crimp didn't work out. So here we are, guys. I don't know if you guys can see very well, but here it is on. Don't mind this whole like Halloween Christmas situation. Just ignore that. So this is what she looks like on. So I'm actually going to wear this with my Halloween outfit this year. I'm super excited about it. Right. So I think it turned out really good. I will say, I'll show you down on the mat. I might shorten mine up a smidge, but anyway, I'll show you on the mat what it looks like. My other camera died, so you're just going to have to deal with my handheld work here. But I'll show you what it looks like on the mat. So when it's on, it is hanging pretty well. So here's what it looks like. This part is really cute, super like dangly and fun. It's my little spider. This part right here, I'm gonna have to take a little E6000 to the inside of those beads there, and just give them a little hit with that so they don't come popping out, you know, for some unknown reason. But yeah, so that is how it looks. Now, this part right here, I wasn't like, when it's not on, it can look a little like wonky, like, is it going to lay right? But it actually does lay correctly. So I'm not too terribly worried about that. But anyways, this, you guys, is the Spider Queen. I would say if you want to avoid any of this issue here, just move these up a little closer together, not so far down. But other than that, you could just avoid that altogether and just do this guy. I mean, who's to say? Just having to put a little E6000 inside there is no big deal. So, yeah. Anywho, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please let me know by leaving a comment, let me know what you think of the Spider Queen. And if you do a Spider Queen, please let me know. I'd love to see. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.